Well, good morning. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's Saturday, and today I'm going to work on my side-by-side that I haven't touched since last deer hunt. I put this thing in the garage after the deer hunt last year, and I haven't touched it since. And I've got some broken things on it. It was a rough ride last year. Anyway, I'm going to pull that in and let's take a look at it. All right, back here is where she sits. I literally drove it home from the deer hunt, parked it, and I haven't touched it since. All my stuff is still in there. All kinds of scratches on this thing. It was pretty challenging for this Ranger. I have some footage maybe on my phone I'll try to dig up and throw in here. But I'm gonna pull it out of this. I gotta move some stuff and pull it out of here and then pull it in the front to the garage. Well, I'm trying to remember all the things that were wrong with it. I do know that this axle is broke. That broke very easily. The sway bar that used to, there's a piece of it right there. Used to be right here, broke off. And then, yeah, that's bent over. I don't have a sway bar for it. I'll have to look at that. I never did straighten out this rear end. Still tweaked in a little bit, especially on the right tire. There's just scratches everywhere on this thing. It was scratched a little bit before, but man, that was bad. The trail was really narrow and overgrown. Yeah. I still have my stuff in there. Wyatt's pulled a few things, like sleeping bags out and stuff. We had this thing loaded. Okay, the other thing that happened is this door no longer closes. This door's always been a problem. I think the first thing I'm going to do is look into that axle and tear that axle apart, replace it. I've got another axle back here that my brother gave me. Yeah, maybe it's in the back here. Oh yeah, that's where it is. It's been a while since I've taken this axle off. I put this axle in actually, because this was all broken. And I put the A-arms in when I rebuilt this thing. Okay, I'm gonna take off this nut. I have a 27 millimeter that fits it pretty nicely. Okay, let's take off the caliper. Now with that, I did a good job when I put this together. These are in there nicely. Brake pads are still good. Let's take the tie rod off. I think that's 18 mil. Next item to take off is this A-arm. And that's what's broke. Completely broken. I did it. Helps, I'm sure, that I put anti-seize on there. Here's the axle. You can't see it unless I cut that boot apart, but it's broken right in there. Okay, let's see if this matches up. Sure looks like it to me. Exact same thing. I'm gonna put some anti-seize on this to keep it nice and easy for when the next time this axle breaks. I don't think these Polaris axles are all that tough. Alrighty. She's in that side. Okay. Where's my cotter key? I'm gonna throw a new one in there. Okay. Should do the trick. I think I still need to align it. I don't know that it's aligned very well. Runs down the road okay. Well, I can tell this definitely camber, caster. Those wheels are definitely wearing on the inside more than they are on the outside. And the thing with these stock A-arms, they're not adjustable at all. You can't adjust your caster and camber at all. For what these things cost, $30,000, $34,000, whatever they are, they should have adjustments on caster and camber. Alrighty, that should take care of the axle. It's been 10 months, I counted on my fingers, since I've driven this. Crazy. Let's move on and take a look at this rear sway bar linkage. Okay, here's what I remember. This hollow sway bar linkage broke off right there, and that messed up that bent that shaft. I can bend that back. And then was getting into the suspension and tire, so a Tro repaired it. Just tied it down. So I'm gonna need to take off this tire, but I don't have a sway bar. This is cheesy. I cannot believe that is hollow. I probably could weld that back together. I'll have to look online and see how much they are. I remember looking last year and people were complaining that everyone's broke. So this is a chintzy part. Okay, I'm gonna have to look online for that, but maybe I'll look at the door next. Okay, here's what I've determined. This hinge needs to go that way so the door can go up that way, because it's just below the striker right here. If you look where that striker meets, you can't see it very well, but it's just below this striker right here. So I need to raise the door up just slightly or drop this striker. But I remember working on this a few years ago, and I got every adjustment I could at the time. Maybe if I undo these four, push the door that way a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pushed into there. Yeah, it was a rough hunt. Let me try that. This is gonna be trial and error. I'll just put a couple of them down each while I test this. That works pretty good. Yeah, that's the best it's ever shut in a long time. The door is done, I think. Well, I've started to clean it out and I'm going to vacuum it. It's really hot in the garage right now. Garage is showing 102. So I'm trying to do stuff that's not going to heat me up too bad. But I'm working on a few things. But I want to get it cleaned out. I like working on this when it's clean. I don't like working on it when it's dirty too bad. Okay, it's nice and clean now. Another thing I want to fix is this winch. So there's a magnet or something in this end that only lets it go in so far, but it always leaves that. So I'll show you. Okay, in here, you can't see because it's dark. There's an out. Okay, push the out, brings it out. I'm gonna go push the in and you can see what it does. Okay, did you see that? It only goes into there. And so I have to usually unplug the sensor and then pull it in. But what it does is sit there and rubs against that. So I'm gonna flip this little disc around and see if it does anything. I'm gonna lube it up a little bit. All right. Okay, before I get too far, I'm gonna test it. So I'm gonna go out and then back in. Ah. Did I put it the same way I had it? I think I did. Why didn't you tell me? You're watching. You probably were. Okay, let me test it. What? No way. Doesn't work. Well, huh. So I have this little rubber bushing sitting on my bench. I'm wondering if I could put that on the back side and see if that will then allow this thing to stay or to pull tight. So that's just not sitting there rubbing. I'll try it. Okay, temp number, whatever. What'd it do? Hey, that's closer. It's closer. This is a bushing off the F100 radius arm. I'm wondering if instead of this small one, maybe I cut that off flush, put that on, because that'll match up pretty good. A little bit more? Okay, stop right there. Okay, I'm going with that. So it did stop, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm going with that. That to me is better than having it stop 2 inches premature. Okay, that's what I'm going with for now. I just added a bushing essentially behind the magnet. So now it stays tight. Shouldn't cause any problems. And it's not going to let that sit there and wiggle, drag. Now I need to get a 36-inch handyman jack and put that back there. Because that's what that's for. Because I didn't have a jack on the trail. So like I said, I had to use the winch, run it to a tree, lift the whole front end up, and put that tire back on. Well, good morning. It's Saturday again. And today I'm going to work on the side-by-side again and see if we can get it ready for the hunt. I just looked and I've put 600 miles on this thing is all since I've had it. 3 years ago I bought this. I'll link to a video about it, and it was pretty beat up. But I've got it pulled out here. I'm gonna run through a few things and I'll show you changing the oil. Okay, up underneath here is the drain plug. All right, this is a 6mm Allen wrench. I pounded it in there a second ago. Didn't want to go in. Still looks very clean. Let's see if we can get this undone. This might be a Tusk brand from Rocky Mountain Power. I don't remember. Let's see what she looks like. A little darker. Well, let's hop in here and go to O'Reilly's. I've been driving this to run all my errands for a month or so. Maybe a couple months. Anyway, I was saying I've been running this around town, running my errands, and I think I need some toe work, alignment work. It's not tracking super good. And boy, does this thing need work. I don't know if you can see that, but windshield's pretty busted. Yeah, just not enough time in the day. I'm not finding any wicks, but I found a microguard. I take it back, I did find a wicks. $14.99 versus $9.99 for that guy. I'm gonna grab the microguard. Okay, we made it back. Nice outside today. Okay, oil filters in. Okay, I'm using T6 oil, 2.5 quarts.
Please don't say you're talking to me.
No, I'm on video. That should be pretty close. We'll run it and see. Okay, I don't know about you, but I always run through. Oil drain plug is back in, filter's back in, oil's in. Okay, now I can start it. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little tiny bit more. I'm gonna put that heat shield back down. Okay, oil is changed. Well, since I just went down to O'Reilly and grabbed this 17-inch wiper blade, let's do that and get that out of the way. Well, you can see this one's no good. Perfecto. All right, I'm trying to rustle up a spare that I could possibly use. This particular tire came with the Ranger and it was rolled with it. And the tire, well, it's got some problems. Let me see if I can get some light on the situation and see all this pitting and stuff like that. Not real good, but it might be good enough for a spare. It's missing a stem, and I have this one, brand new, never used. I thought maybe I'll throw it in and see if I can seat this tire and let it sit for the week and see if it holds air. It's better than nothing. I'm gonna put some Louis-Dube on this thing. All right, believe it or not, I got that tire on there. I set it at 15 pounds. Then I can monitor it and see if it goes up or down. Well, it ain't gonna go up. I can monitor it to see if it goes down. But I think that might be a decent spare. It's better than the spare I had last year, which is none. Well, I'm gonna pull this off so we can have options. All right, undid it, but I can still reuse that, I think. I'll just straighten it. That way it's not gonna get in the tire if I decide to run it like this. Okay, that's pretty straight. All right, the tire did not hold air. Looks like the bead wasn't set properly. So I'm going to try to pump it up again, throw it on the side by side and drive it around and see if that'll seat the bead.
Still hear leaking
definitely not the right direction. I can see that. This tread is directional. That's okay. Let's take it for a ride and see if I can force that bead on. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that seats. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit like that overnight and see if it leaks. Well, good morning. It's Saturday. I've already been to the dentist, got my teeth cleaned, and went to Wendy's. And they gave me, instead of light ice, they filled it full of ice, so I had to fill it up with Mountain Dew Zero. Stinking Wendy's. Anyway, I'm walking out to the garage. Let's check and see if this tire is still pumped up. Well, it looks like it is. Looks like we have ourselves a spare tire that we can use. I don't know how long I'd trust it, but it's fine. But that's definitely the wrong direction of tread. Notice the tread on that versus that. So this spare tire is meant for this side. Directional tires. Not sure I like them. All right, minus the sway bar on the rear end, this side-by-side is ready for its next adventure. So we're going to take it hunting again and hopefully not break anything this time. We might. Thanks for watching. Okay, we've had a little adventure. We're letting some winch line out because we got a small problem over here.
So I'm just gonna loop
I let too much air out. Right? Yeah, loop it to itself.
Should I do it twice?
No. We might damage that rope, but that's what we gotta do. I'm gonna check and see if I have a jack back here.
Okay. She's secure, this tree's gonna bend.
Okay. Well, I won't break it off. Okay, I'm gonna check for a. I'm gonna check for a jack.
Oh.
Alrighty, update on the situation here. We've tried everything for a couple hours and can't get this tire to seat back. That pump that I brought with me, it's not good. It's horrible. It is the worst pump ever. So if that pump would work, I think we could get it. But Wyatt and I are here. Mike and Kaylin took the 2.5 hour drive back to the truck, or maybe longer. And they're bringing down a different compressor. Hopefully it will work, and a spare tire.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing. We've been here for a couple hours. We unloaded all Mike and Kaylin's stuff right there. And then since I'm blocking the road, Mike drove up this. Doesn't look steep, but it's steep. Okay, we're breaking down deer camp, and I noticed a problem. Let me show you, and then I'll show you deer camp. Alrighty. See any problem with this? We got a broken axle. That's no bueno. And we are way in here. Wyatt's gonna videotape some stuff on the way out because I want to document where we're at. Breaking down deer camp. axle right there is broken. Gotta be careful. Sketchy stuff. Okay, let's get down right here.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, you broke something, Dad.